There is important concept before we move into Kubernetes is called registry server. And what is the registry server is? Where all the Docker images are stored. That is important for us because when we run our uh, Docker, sorry, in Kubernetes, we will run our images. They have to be accessed from somewhere, our own savings. Like we don't have to access from a public Docker registry server like Docker Hub, right? Docker Hub is a public repository, by the way, but we want to have our own. And every company, normally wherever you go and work or you are working, they'll have their own Docker registry server. Okay, Docker Hub is a public one. This is the public. Of course, they give some you to create private registry servers, but they charge for it. So normally what people do is create inside the enterprise itself their own registry server. Okay, so how to do that? If it is a small applications, you can simply create a VM and you can have your own registry server. Let's see how to do that. So create another, go to again VirtualBox. Here I have created a simple VM, another VM. Okay, and what I do is normally, and just tell you, I have a base image and I clone it always. If I need new one, I always clone it from the base, and this is nothing, simple a base flavor of CentOS, nothing is there. Okay, I install it and just update every time, and I clone it always if I need anything, so it is quickly. So let me quickly let me remove it because I have already done delete all the files. So what I do is I clone it, I call it my Docker registry, and I create new MAC address, and it's a full clone. So it will be exactly same as my previous machine, but nothing will, because it is a base image. Normally, you know what is a base image. In AWS world, it is the RMI, so AMI. So like the base image. So this is like my base image, and I cloned it, and I see my settings are correct, and I want to make it again the Breeze network. It is right, yes, Breeze network, and I started. So it is easier every time. You don't have to reinstall everything. So simple, have an image and clone it. If you want a new image, new machine, just clone it.
So is there a difference whether we use CentOS or RHEL?
RHEL is normally, you have to, the repository, package repository, you have to use the Red Hat repository then. I don't want to get into those tops. That's why I use CentOS open source. Okay, so simple, I need the IP address. So it is 111, okay? So now that's all I need. I'll never go there again. Simple, I do one SSH into it, and I want to do everything on command. So simple SSH sorry, it's 111.
Yeah.
Right, I'm in my, so let me name it set host name. I want to make it basic need bn container registry dot local. Okay, I want to name this one so that I don't want to confuse. So now again I go and I SSH. Okay, and now you see host name is basic needs container registry dot local. This is my new machine. It is a plain machine, nothing is there. Okay, I just created in front of you. Okay, Now let's go ahead and install the container registry server. Okay, so simple, it's pretty straightforward. 3 commands. Just update it. I have updated. We can update it. Let's see again. It's good to update always, so that it should not be based on old packages. Yum update -y. No updates. So we are pretty much the packages are updated where it is. Okay, I think here it is. And simple one package you install called Docker distribution. Yum -y install Docker distribution. This will actually install the local registry server. Okay, which is installed. Okay, and now just enable it so that you restart anytime the VM, it should be by default running. Okay, if you do it, by the way, if you do it now, just that means it will it is double, I believe. Yep. So, and you see here sudo status. It's running, right? So now it is running, but how to use it then? I created a Docker registry server. How do and I have not set up, mind you, I have not set up anything, any password, nothing. It's pure simple. I don't want to get into that complication. Enterprise level. When it is enterprise level, obviously this does not fit. We have to have maybe another session for that. But I want to make it just because I want to make you understand things. So I want to go ahead with non-enterprise level features. Okay, and as we go on, we'll have enterprise features. Okay.
What is that distribution? Docker distribution?
That's the registry server. Registry server package.
Okay.
This is because I'm going to create the Docker registry server. And what is the registry server? As I said, just to show you, this is the architecture I'm going to create. Okay. So Docker Hub is a public one, and whenever I create in my Docker environment, I download all the images from here, right? Now, instead of using Docker Hub, I want to have my own registry server from where I can download, I can save my images and download here. That's my intention. Then I'll cut this connection. I don't want it. Okay? This is my intention, because tomorrow I'm going to create microservices in my Docker Hub and in my local environment, and to push them here. Okay? So that anytime anybody interested, they can actually log into this registry and use it rather than going to Docker Hub. That is the intention. Understood?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my intention, and I'm creating it. If you now see it, how I'm creating it, I created another VM called my registry, and I installed this package. I logged in there, and that's what I exactly installed the package to make it with the Docker registry. Okay, this is what Docker registration is nothing but it is the Docker registry, local registry server. Exactly, I'll tell you how to use it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now it is running also. It is a service running. Okay. Now let's we change this. Now by default it uses 5000 port. Okay, when the application Docker distribution runs, it actually by default takes the 5000 port. Okay, and remember this is insecure. I have not secured it using SSL. Normally all the web servers which are all should be accessed on internet in the internet should have enabled SSL, but I for the time being am not enabling SSL, so it is insecure. Okay, and normally Docker works with does not work with insecure mode. It expects that you should have your registry server should be SSL should be enabled. Okay, so I have to give one information to my Docker process that use the Docker command without any SSL. And that's what is the I have to give that this particular registry server is not secured. Okay, it is insecure. That means let's allow it to run because I know that it is I created, so it is safe. So, but it is not recommended in a production environment. So for that, what you have to do is first thing first. So now if you see, I have two machines. One is the registry server and another is SSH again 192.168.1.104, which is my development environment, right? Where my Docker is running. In fact, you see these are running. Let me remove them, and to remove them what you can do is simple go to WordPress, the folder where Docker Compose is there, then do Docker Compose down -- volume. That means also delete the volumes it has been created.
Volume.
Okay. You see here, removing the volumes also. It will remove the networks and it remove the volume. You see Docker PS, nothing. But still, images are there. Okay. So now, let me put this way. I have two machines. One is the Docker registry I'm going to use as a registry, and this is the client for that. Okay, one is the user, another is the server, kind of thing. Okay, but so this, you see, this is BNCR, the container registry, and this is the dev. Two machines. So now this is ready anyway. Let me go to give information to the Docker local Docker environment by editing this file called vi. It is sudo vi. It's a etc docker. This is a file I created, daemon.json, and I just added a JSON, just a JSON script, small declarative information that insecure registries is nothing but bncr.local and the port number is 5000. That means just trust it, okay, without complaining that this is insecure. Otherwise it's not going to run if I don't add it. Any image which I download from here, it's not going to run, okay, unless I add it. So I gave the information to the local Docker environment that this file, the images which are all in this registry, particular registry, are safe to run. Now, how to know that? Because this is a host name, right? This is a host name I have given, but how to know that? How this machine will come to know about the host name? It will understand IP, right? So, and this is a new machine. So what I do is sudo vi etc host. This is the file I have to edit, and you see here this is just maps between the IP address and the host name 192.168.1.111, and this is nothing but bncr.local. This is the host name, right? And same thing I have to do here also, which I have already done, by the way. Sudo previously it was different, now it is different, so I have to still change it. You see here, it was previously 110 and now it is 111. Okay, that's all. I need to restart the Docker. So sudo systemctl restart Docker. Okay, so just I restart the Docker daemon so that it takes effect, my changes are taken effect. Now this is done. Now what I have to do is, you can see here Docker images. This is already downloaded. Now to push it to here, local registry server, I have to tag them first. Okay, that's called tagging. So what I do is Docker tag, take the image name to whatever I want to tag, and the tag is nothing but the machine's name first. Okay, and that is here, what you see here, it is called bncr, right? So it is bn-cr dot local, and also give the port number. Then because it is, I have to tag it, that means it has to be pushed. What I'm going to do is, in this example, normally the picture which I'm now, I have, you see, I have downloaded both the images from Docker Hub. Now my intention actually for this example, because I don't have a local image, so I have downloaded this to here. Now it is there. You see here Docker images, right? Control C, Docker images. When I see, actually these two images are downloaded from Docker Hub. It is there. So now in this picture, it is here. I have downloaded. Now I am going to push actually to here the same images. That is my intention. So for that, I am actually tagging them. So what I do, Docker tag the image name, which is already there in my local, and now tag with the bncr the Docker registry server where I am going to push, slash maybe put WordPress. So I want to tag it here. Same thing I'll do with the other one also. Docker tag MySQL. You see this one? Same bn cr dot local 5000 MySQL. Okay, so this is the tag. Sorry. I tag both of them. Now I should just push it, but it will not do. Why? Let's try. I'll tell you. It will not. I will not be able to push because 5000 port I have not opened yet. So simple command is Docker push. Now if you check Docker images, you can see actually 4 images. You see? This is also one image. Both are same. You see the size 550 MB and 550 MB. Actually, I just copied it. That means actually I made a simple copy of the same thing but given a tag. So if I simple push Docker push and give this particular one, it will not see. It is finding that no root, because in this machine actually I have not opened the port. So what I'll simply do is, for the time being, I can either open the port, or for simplicity, sudo systemctl stop firewall daemon. Okay, stop firewall d, because every machine has a firewall normally running. Okay, so now I stopped it and I disable it also, so that during restart disable. Okay, it stopped and disabled. Now let's try it. You see, I'm able to push it to where? To bncr.local using 5000 port and giving game a name called WordPress. So it is pushing actually there. And same thing, push these are the important, because irrespective of which environment, whether Kubernetes or anything, these are the basics of Docker image. Because tomorrow as a developer, when you create an image, you have to push it to the centralized registry server in your company. So now for your sake of simplicity, I'll remove everything because I pushed it. I want to check it that it does work. It does work. Okay, so Docker images, I want to check it. Now Docker RMI, I want to delete everything because it's I have pushed it, I don't need any. So you see nothing is there. Docker images, nothing, blank, right? That means in my local machine now there is no image. So it is like clean, only Docker compose is there. Now let me change, because this was there the image previously MySQL simple image, how to address the one which I just pushed. I have to change this into the original name of, so it is bncr you have to give the complete. Okay, so you have to, that is the name, because that was the name of, so that with this particular, because I am giving a host machine name and port number, everything, so it will recognize where to go. And same thing with this one also. Now you can see I changed the both images, image the name I changed, so that to ensure that, okay.
Why is that I is a typo?
Yeah, it's a typo. Yeah. Okay, so this will ensure that it is downloading the images which I just pushed, and where it will download from, bn-cr.local. Okay, now let's run the same thing. Docker compose up -d. It's see, it is pulling. Which one is pulling? You say this. This is pulling.
Docker server.
It's not now. It is not pulling from the Docker hub. Okay, you see, so image is this one. Same thing, you can access same thing. is the same 192.168.1.104 okay. So that's the exactly this is what I did. If I got this connection, that means I download it, put it here, then tagged it and pushed it here. Now I allowed Docker Compose to just pull it here and run it. So now I don't need any Docker Hub. Now what are we going to do next time is we will create some microservices Spring Boot applications here and we'll push it here. We don't need it here, right? Now before doing that, actually I have to take another basic of Docker file where how to create Docker totally new Docker. Okay, so without that we cannot create new Docker images. So next class I'll teach you like how to create a Docker image using Docker file. Once these are the basics are over, then possibly we'll go to Kubernetes basics, and then we'll start parallelly creating some microservices using Java Spring Boot application, and then we'll go ahead and finish our course, and we'll focus on those microservices and Kubernetes. So this is for today, okay, and we'll see. Well, also possibly I'll in between I'll see how this is a simple Docker environment I created, though it is not enterprise level, okay, because there is no we didn't log in right to the Docker registry server, because anybody can log in to my Docker registry and have access. So that restriction has to be there, and we need a GUI also like Docker Hub. We need a web page to manage our images in the Docker registry server itself. So there is various open source Docker registry servers are available. One is called Harbor, I believe, from VMware. We'll see sometimes Harbor. I'll try to take one class, okay, on this. Harbor is a open source community Docker registry server like Docker Hub, which people normally use who are all VMware customers. They used Harbor to create their to manage their container images in a centralized location. This is enterprise level Docker registry server. We'll see sometimes, but because this is not our focus, so I'll not divert into this, but I'll possibly install it myself and give an overview, and because if we focus on these things, we'll not able to finish the course. Okay, so that's what I want to focus today, and we'll see next time.
Yeah, I have one question now.
Yep, please go ahead.
In the Docker compose.yaml file, I see the password's been stored in plain text. So what is the alternative we have for production environment?
Okay, good question. So there are a lot of ways to do that, and in containers there is container security is one of the main things which Kubernetes provides, okay, and we'll see that once we go into Kubernetes, how container we can fetch and we can securely store all these sensitive data, not in plain text, rather in some other format. We'll see that.
Okay.
Yeah,
sounds good. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much for joining, and we'll see you all in the next class. Okay, and I'll put also some questions in the course itself, maybe some more questions. I'm trying them, and I'll put it once those questions are there. Please go through the course and try to practice those questions also. Okay, thank you.
Can we get the recording?
Yeah, I actually, in fact, in your course, all by the way, here it is there. In fact, I don't know if you guys Okay, I didn't see it, but I have put all the course contents here. You can access it here itself. Last session is accessible, by the way, from here. See?
No, last session I saw only 30 minutes, but we had actually 1 hour.
No,
more
there
than
are 3.
1 hour.
You see here. I'm
Oh,
telling you.
okay.
So I'm dividing it.
Okay.
So this is container basics, assessing course lab, and this is for.
I think you're not sharing. We don't see
Yes,
it.
you're not sharing.
Oh, okay. A minute. See here, container basics. This is the word, like this is
Oh,
here,
yeah. Okay.
and this is also these all the 3. There are 3 different.
Oh, yeah. Mm.
Okay, so you can, and this is today's session. Also, I'm going to put it here,
Yeah.
so that every class I'll put in the link here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you and good night.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you. You too.
some.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, Prince.